Good day. I am Pastor Lintoor Fortuin. I'm the senior pastor of Word Impact Bible Church. It's a church in Kraaifontein area, and we just want to give you some briefing on how we handled this whole coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. It has not been an easy journey thus far. We are now standing in, it is about January, the end of January almost, and it has been a tough journey as from the first day I heard about the coronavirus. First of all, when I heard about the virus, I didn't think that it will impact our communities as well as our churches, because why? I thought it's going to be like a flu, and it's going to be over within a few weeks or in a few months. But that was not the case. When I first saw the coronavirus, when people were wearing masks on airports internationally, I was wondering what on earth is happening. But then when it came home, then I realized this is a serious thing, and it is impacting every nation in the world. But maybe the question that I should that many has is, how did it affect or impact the church life? First of all, when they announced that all gatherings of churches will be limited and later on closed, I realized that this is not going to be an easy thing, because when people do not come to church, I realized, how am I going to take care of the flock? How am I going to do my work? Neither did I know how it is going to impact the lives of so many. My life as a pastor has been negatively impacted by this coronavirus. So because I didn't see the flock on a regular basis. And we normally used to gather on a Sunday and on a Wednesday evening at church. Then I used to have a Bible school that I was running. And this cannot take place anymore because of the restrictions. And many of my counterparts, my other pastors, didn't think that this lockdown was necessary. When I heard about it, the first thing I said, let us close down the church, because it was an instruction from government. Many others, they felt that it is a hoax. This is not a true thing. It is just a flu. But I realized that the safety and the protection of our members is more important than what people's opinions are. So we went with the lockdown. And I can tell you, during the lockdown period, a lot of my members did get sick, but they didn't get sick at church because we were closed. We didn't have gatherings, and a number of them really suffered, but nobody died. Thank God for that. So I took this very serious. But let me just tell you how it impacted me, and then I will say, how did I deal with it further? First of all, when people don't come to church, then they don't see the need why they must give to church. Now, the building must still be maintained, and the stuff must be paid, the electricity, the rates, whatever. And then the pastor must get a salary. So people didn't see that is important. So if they don't come to church, they don't give their contributions. And I know many other pastors were suffering because of this, because our income dropped with more than 2/3. And we had to work with the little that we were receiving. And we understood that our members, some of them lost their jobs, some businesses closed, so they become unemployed. Others had to take a reduction in salaries. So they couldn't pay whatever they were supposed to pay. So you couldn't put pressure on them. How did I deal with it? Let me answer that question. I had to go and realize these are alternatives on how I can minister to my congregation. So on Sundays, I decided to do a Facebook online service. Minister a short word to them. I let them know about it so that they do receive spiritual nourishment. And on Wednesdays, when we normally used to have the prayer meeting, I will do the same. So that helped me to minister still to the people. And then every day I decided, because some of them couldn't follow me on Facebook online, some of them don't have data. I'm in a community where our people are at a lower income. They are not so privileged as many others, and some of them barely survived. So I decided then to go on WhatsApp notes. So every morning I decided to prepare a little sermon for them, and I send it via WhatsApp to every member of my congregation, and including families and friends. And then, because that is the way how I could feed them every day. And then now at the moment I'm sending them voice notes, but also with a 2-minute encouragement as well. What I did with the Bible school is I had to, just like all the universities and all the schools, I had to be innovative. So the students were receiving the textbooks, but then I will also go online and do the lectures. For example, I will, on one evening do 3 lectures for our Bible school students, because we train our people for ministry, and we didn't want them to lose out on this. So we managed and to survive and to complete the full year for 2020, what the Bible College is concerned. So this was it that I had to do. Furthermore, I had to take also a cut in my income as a pastor, because, as I said, our income were also reduced because of people that couldn't give as they normally used to give. And then the other thing that I can tell you is that this is a very cold situation for many of us in the church. I'm a person's people. When some of our members were sick in hospital, the tough thing was that you couldn't go and visit them. When they were sick at home, you couldn't go and visit them. That was what was making it so cold. And when people die, you couldn't even go to the families. You must be so careful to go and comfort them and to be there to support them. You had to do everything via the phone and online. And this is what it is so cold. And the one thing that I do realize, when we do gonna come out of this pandemic, we have a lot of counseling and a lot of work to do, because there are people, they're broken. People die alone in hospitals, and they cannot come just as they wish. You as a pastor must also be careful to go visit them at home, otherwise you can be contracted. Many of our friends and my counterparts, they were doing feeding schemes and many other projects. We were also involved in it, and many of them, they died because they contracted the virus. But I want to say thank you to God that I'm still here, that I am still alive, and the church is still thriving, and is still moving forward in spite of all the challenges that we face. And I can just tell that it's only by the grace of God. I do instruct my people, do follow the protocols. Do sanitize, wear your mask, and social distance, and also avoid big gatherings. So this is what we normally tell the people, and this is what I'm telling my congregation, because their safety to me is first and foremost important. And that is how we made it. We were doing the little that we could do. And thank God we made it.